guys, it's Melanie alongside my trusty assistant Alf here. Settle in, buddy. It's time to film our video. Are you so excited? Oh my gosh, he's so ready, you guys. Happy Saturday. Welcome back to another weekly Home Fragrance Roundup, the video that goes up pretty much most Saturdays here on my channel, where I just chit chat about all of the home fragrance that I was using around the house over the course of the past week. So what I was burning, what I was crocking, what I was melting, what I was lamping, all of the home fragrance things. So this was another week of me just kind of more so focusing on burning what made me happy more than anything else. And I've just really been enjoying this. I am now finished reviewing all of the Cringle Spring Summer 2025 releases, as well as the Country Candle releases. And it feels really good to get through all of those. I still need to review the latest Reserve launch. But yeah, overall, I have just really been enjoying burning definitely some of these new releases here, but also just some things from my backup stash that I have been bringing out and, like I said, just enjoying. So anyway, we have some things to discuss from this recent week. As always, check out the description box, loads of information down there. If you don't know what a candle crock or a candle lamp is, I have a whole video about that. If you want some suggestions for crocs and lamps, there's links for those. There's some other candle related content that I filmed in the past that might be helpful. If you're newer to home fragrance, check that out. I'll put links to where you can get all of the things that I'm showing in this video here. There's some discount codes down there. I will put the sale information for the candle sales that are happening this weekend from my personal favorite companies. Yeah, just lots of information down there. Have at it if you are interested. But without further ado, let's get started with what I am currently burning around the house and what I have going in my crocs. And also, if you are new here, Alf, my dog, Alf, will be in my lap probably for most of the video. So you're gonna hear some light snoring, some snoozes in the background. He's a pug, so it's just what they do. So feel free to enjoy that pug ASMR. And Alf and I are both enjoying a lovely spring breeze. Spring has arrived here in Oregon. I think it's supposed to be like 70 something today. It's a little warm for my liking, but I know all you summer people are probably giddy. I'll wait for the rain to return. That's what I'm getting excited for. Anyway, let's hop to it with what's currently happening. All right, burning behind me as I'm filming today is my beloved Cringle Reserve Jelly Donut. If you only ever try one fragrance from Cringle, I'm gonna say it should be Cringle Jelly Donut, at least if you're a gourmand lover. I absolutely adore this particular fragrance. I cannot get enough of it. I do have 2 of the 4 wicks, and then I have 5 of these 2 wicks left in my collection. So luckily I have a little bit of a backup stash, which is good because this one always tends to sell out. I know right now a lot of people are waiting for the 4 wick candles to start being cranked out again, specifically in some of these Reserve fragrances. I'd like to put in a good word to any of the Cringle people listening right now. Can we please get the red velvet cake in the 4 wick? Thank you. Sincerely, Melanie. I love that red velvet so much. I don't love it as much as this jelly donut, but that would be another one where I would say, listen, if you only try one thing from Cringle and you're a gourmand lover, also try that red velvet when it comes back into stock. But yeah, jelly donut I feel like it is one of the most universal gourmand fragrances that Cringle has put up in terms of people just loving it. It is that good, you guys. The performance is just incredibly strong.
both the strength and the throw of these 2 wicks are at least a minimum of like an 8 for me personally. I'm dying to light up the 4 wick because honestly, I think it might be too much, but I don't think you can ever have enough. I would take a 10 out of 10 from Jelly Donut. So anyway, for what it's worth, loving this. And I have it mixed right now. In here, as you can see, well, no, you can't see, but let me show you. Got some Scentsy warmers on as well. And in my Scentsy warmers, I have the strawberries and cream. Speaking of amazing combinations, if you have the candle, if you have this wax melt from Scentsy, put them together. It is a fruity, gourmand, just creamy vanilla explosion. My house smells so good right now. I wish I could have all of you over for coffee, or I don't know, if you don't do coffee, I've got some tea. Let me know, are you a coffee or a tea person? I am both, but in the morning it has to be coffee. So anyway, moral of the story here is that I love Jelly Donut and I will never be without it. Let's move on. Here in the dining room, I'm currently burning HomeWorx Spring Rain. This is a part of the latest Rakuten & Co. and Elton John collab that is available right now over on QVC. I will have all of the fragrances in the collection linked in the description box below this video here. So if you're interested, go and check them out. This particular fragrance is definitely quite floral. I feel like a lot of the fragrances in the collection this go around are very floral. Makes sense, you know, it's spring. It would make sense to produce some florals. So this one is kind of heavy on the honeysuckle. There's also some jasmine in here. On cold sniff, I didn't love this at first, I'll be completely honest. The honeysuckle kind of, I feel like almost took over all of the other notes. But as this is burning, I think that the jasmine is actually meeting the honeysuckle in terms of, you know, the most potent floral in this one. And I really probably prefer jasmine over honeysuckle myself. I don't mind a little bit of it here and there, but if something is just pure honeysuckle, I feel like it's just a little too sweet for my liking typically. But yeah, the jasmine in here I think is bringing some really nice balance. This is my second burn. I did the first burn last night. So I hope to have an in-depth review of this one available for you guys by the kind of middle end of this next week. So stay tuned for that. But a big thanks to Rakuten & Co. for sending out this sample. I have to say, this go around, even though I am a huge Elton John fan, I'm probably not going to purchase any of the current fragrances. I have really moved on in my mind to summer fragrances, and florals I tend to enjoy mostly in the spring. I do realize it's only the middle of April. I am aware of the calendar. I look at it daily. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've been burning florals for a while now, and I just kind of feel like, not that I'm over them, but I'm ready for my fruity scents. So that's kind of where my mind is at. But the fragrances do sound really pretty. So if you yourself are interested in some more florals, I would go ahead and check the collab out. My initial strength and throw for this 3-wick here, because that's what this is, these are a little bit smaller. The strength and throw was actually pretty good. Nothing, you know, super crazy in terms of potency, but I would say a solid 7 in terms of strength and probably a solid 6 in terms of throw. So a good, decent performance, but anyway, for what it's worth, yeah, I'm probably not going to be checking out the Elton John this go around, but I did place an order for a couple of other things from HomeWorx, from QVC. So should get those in the mail soon. It's actually not anything new, just just some repurchases. So, but for what it's worth, check the collection out if you are a fan or if you are a lover of florals. I bet you're going to find something that you're going to enjoy. And in terms of gourmands from Bath and Body Works that still rock my world after all of these years, I give you Berry Waffle Cone. I think this might finally be my last one in this original ribbed glass format here. I probably owned like 30 of these at one point. That is how much I loved this specific fragrance. And over the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years, however long ago it was that I bought these. Actually, when did I buy these? Hold please. Okay, don't make a mess. 2017, does that sound right? I do think I remember purchasing these when we were still living at our old house. I know that I moved them all to this house. I do actually now very clearly remember that because there was just like 2 solid moving boxes of just Berry Waffle Cone. I cannot believe that I moved that many candles. Oh my gosh. Listen, if you are getting ready to move at any point in the future, say 2-3 years down the road, please start digging into your backup stash and start enjoying those candles. It is an absolute nightmare to move them all. I'll never do that again. I will always have a backup stash. We know me. I'm not going to give that up. But the amount that I have now, I am so much more comfortable with. I bet that I could fit everything into like 2 moving boxes at this point. I mean, you know, the large ones, but I know that at this point, if we had to get out of this house, I would not have to move hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth of candles. Anyway, still love this fragrance. Listen, I am not in the Bath and Body Works world as much as I used to be. I had to extricate myself because it is, listen, Bath and Body Works can absolutely be an addiction when it comes to candles. And I really do have to manage that for myself because it's very easy to revert back to old behaviors, especially if you did something for a long time in terms of collecting. There's just this natural desire to, like, you know, hoard things for whatever reason. And I can't do that anymore. So, but with extricating myself from the Bath and Body Works universe and not constantly being on Instagram looking at all of the latest things popping up, I'm also a little bit out of the loop. If you have any information in terms of whether this is coming back or not, this would bring me back to Bath and Body Works for, you know, picking up a couple for this summer. I love the scent. It's still, and it performs so well. I did try some subsequent versions of Berry Waffle Cone, but I gotta say, this very first release with this kind of thicker ribbed purple glass was the very best. I think it smells so much richer. I think the strength and throw is more significant. It's just a great scent. So anyway, mwah, chef's kiss, love it. Keep it up with this one, Bath and Body Works. Maybe bring it back in this packaging because I'll take it. Let's talk Crocs. We're not talking lamps today because I don't have anything underneath my candle lamps. I finished up the Candied Sorbet earlier this week and then just turned the lamp in the kitchen off. So, but in this candle crock in the downstairs laundry room here is Cringle Easter eggs. It's Easter eggs, right? Or chocolate eggs? It's chocolate eggs. Sorry, I just made up the name. It's chocolate eggs. I love this one. You know what Cringle does really well besides Jelly Donut? Chocolate scents. These guys have chocolate nailed in a way that I don't think other candle companies can really compete with quite yet. I just love it. Whether it's milk chocolate or dark chocolate, and I'm not normally a milk chocolate person, but these guys make me appreciate milk chocolate. They are just really, really good at creating these insanely authentic chocolate fragrances. And Easter eggs is a friggin' rock star, you guys. I could have absolutely kept burning this. The strength and throw, super consistent. How much wax did I have left in here? It wasn't a ton. Well, it was about half. I knew that I could have continued to burn this one, but after I took Sweet as Can Be out of the crock in here, I was really craving something gourmand again, and I figure I might as well pop this in here. Now, it's been going pretty much all of this week. I think it was Monday that I took the Sweet as Can Be out. I think it was Monday. Yeah, probably was. And it's still as potent today as it was on Monday. I think with the amount of wax that I have in here, it's going to be 2 solid weeks. You're totally going to see this one again next Saturday. But I do think by next Saturday, it will really start kind of fading a lot more significantly. So at that point, you know, it'll probably only have a day or so left. But listen, if I can get 2 weeks of 24/7 fragrance output from a candle with half of the wax left, I think that's fantastic. I turn all of my Scentsy warmers off in the evening, but I do leave my candle crocs on 24/7. So when I have been waking up in the morning and going downstairs, I have been smelling this at the bottom of the stairs. And if you knew the layout of our house, which I'm not going to like put here on the internet, but the stairs are definitely a good distance away from this laundry room here, but I can absolutely smell it every single morning, and I love it. It just makes me happy. It also makes me excited about my coffee. Makes me want a mocha, I feel like. Anyway, I do enjoy this one, and if you have not picked up any of the Easter candles, this would be one of my top recommendations for you. It is delightful. Absolutely worth checking out. All right, let's head upstairs and see what is going in the crock up there. This good boy just literally follows me around as I film all these clips, and he just listens, and he's so patient. I just love him. All right, you want to go upstairs? You want to go upstairs? Should we head upstairs, buddy? Oh no, the camera can't focus. It's like, where's the face? Where's the face? I'm watching the little viewfinder thing trying to find a face and it can't. Oh, buddy, you have a beautiful face. All right, let's go upstairs. Alf and I made our way upstairs, and in the crock that lives in my master bedroom is Cringle Easter Petals. By the way, if you like this crock, it is always linked in the description box down below. Also down there, I have a link for just a plain white crock. I am someone who appreciates a little bit more subtlety, I guess, when it comes to crock design. I will admit that the medallion one isn't super subtle. It's pretty vibrant, but yeah, I prefer my crocs to be as plain as possible. This one does have kind of a nice little like swirly floral type of design on it. Listen, it's pretty. I also like the ivory color, but a lot of candle crocks out there are a little bit more kitschy looking. A lot of them have inspirational quotes on them. It's not really my jam. So if you are looking for a good neutral candle crock, there's always 2 linked in the description box. I've had some people ask me lately where the crocs come from. I feel like I always say it in every video, but there's still questions. So seriously, if you guys are looking for links, check out the description box. There really is a ton of information down there, so have at it. But let's talk about the Easter petals that I stuck in here. First of all, there's not very much wax left in here. This one I did burn down to where I have just about 1/4 of the wax left at this point. So this is not going to last much beyond early next week for me. So I'll have to find something else to plop in here. But oh my gosh, I have loved this beautiful take on neroli from Cringle. I'm definitely starting to get over these floral scents, like I mentioned earlier, but I've really enjoyed a lot of florals this spring. And being that I am a florist, florals aren't always necessarily my go-to. I'm trying to embrace them a little bit more these days, but since they just kind of remind me of work a lot of times, I don't know. I don't always want to smell work when I come home, but this particular floral here is just such a stunner that I am borderline tempted to grab some more. But also there's that part of me that's just like, it's the end of spring, and do I really want to store this until next Easter? And the answer is no, probably not. I want to continue to use what I have in my backup stash at this point, you know, and just kind of replace things as I use them up. And if I'm nearing the end of a season, I also don't necessarily want to, you know, stock up and then have to store for the following year. So I bet this one will be re-released by Cringle. So I know that I'll probably be able to get my hands on it again. That makes me feel a little better about not picking this one up. But if you would like to take your florals into the summer, I think this would be a lovely option. It is more of a perfumey, just really beautiful floral. And if you are at all a fan of a very soft, pretty neroli, this is the neroli that I would steer you towards, not mandarin petals. Oh my gosh, that country candle mandarin petals is just so aggressive to my nose. It's really an earthy neroli note in the mandarin petals, whereas I think this is much more of a soft, perfumey neroli in this one. I much prefer Easter petals over mandarin petals. I don't think that I have anything in the candle crock in the back bedroom, so let's head back downstairs and discuss what else I was burning and melting this week. Hope you guys enjoyed that tour of what's currently happening around the house. As I always like to say, it smells pretty dang good in here, especially with that jelly donut going behind me. It's so good. And I'm telling you, you should definitely try that with strawberries and cream from Scentsy. Speaking of, I have been promising to do this video for a very long time, but every time that I have sat down to film it, I just was like, I don't feel like filming this right now. But tomorrow it is going to go live because I'm going to film it after this video. So one of these videos that I have been trying to get out is some of my favorite fragrance combinations. I love pairing two different fragrances together to create kind of a new fragrance experience, if you will. So I have some really great suggestions for some awesome combinations. So stay tuned for that tomorrow if you are interested. But anyway, let's dig in with what I finished this week. I actually didn't finish burning any candles, but I did take one candle out of the crock in the laundry room, and then also I finished the candle that was underneath my lamp in the kitchen. So as you saw, we have some well, we have one replacement for the crock in the laundry room, but right now I don't have anything under the lamp in my kitchen, although I am tempted to maybe warm the HomeWorx Lily of the Valley there. I might do that. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's discuss these two here. So we have Sweetest Can Be from Cringle. This is a part of the Easter collection. If you are looking for a really delicious lemon pound cake type of fragrance, I would highly suggest getting this if it's still in stock. Cringle does have Easter marked down to 30% off right now. So if you want to save some dough, now would be the time to get this. Listen, this burned just fine. It was a great burn actually, but I actually got more life out of it by putting it in that candle crock versus just taking only another day. Well, it'd probably have been 2 or 3 days to, you know, finish burning it at that point. But yeah,
I feel like I really enjoy this one in the croc, and I'm already missing it, to be totally honest. And then the second one that I finished is the Candied Sorbet from HomeWorx. This is a recent release for them. This one burned just fine as well, but I decided to just melt it. Sometimes I'll do that. A lot of times my crocs and my lamps are reserved for candles that don't behave, but also I just like melting my candles sometimes. I don't view that as a waste personally because I'm experiencing the fragrance. Obviously the ambiance isn't going to be there because there's not a lit flame, but I have a lit flame usually somewhere in the house, so I can find ambiance elsewhere. Anyway, you'll notice that these are both empty, you know, in terms of the wax. I make fire starters out of my leftover wax. I get questions about that sometimes, and guess what? I did a video all about that. So you can see that video in the description box right below this video here. You know, check that out if you're interested. We have an outdoor fireplace just right off of our kitchen here, and it's a covered patio area. And we sit out there basically year round, and using this leftover wax to make fire starters really gets our fires going crazy fast. Like nothing will get a fire going like the wax melts that I make. So, hi sir. Oh my gosh, he's killing me. I can't stand it. He's so cute. Just love him. Let's move on. All right, let's go ahead and discuss the HomeWorx candles that I was burning this past week. I'm really excited to get my order from QVC from the 2 sets that I ordered. It's the same fragrance for both sets. I love this particular scent. I'd love to know if you think you know what the fragrance is. No cheating if you are in the HomeWorx Facebook group, because if you are in there, you already know. But if you're not, take a guess. Just let me know what you think. What you think I bought 4 of the same fragrance of. I loved this scent last summer, and I was just hoping and praying that it was still going to be sticking around for this summer, and it definitely did, and it's on clearance now. So waiting definitely was worth it, but honestly, I would have probably paid full price. That is how much I love this particular fragrance from HomeWorx. But anyway, other HomeWorx fragrances I was enjoying this week included, I know, did hell freeze over? I think it might have. This is Lily of the Valley. I have had this candle in my possession for a number of years. This is from 2021. Yeah, this is from 2021. And yeah, it's just a very, very potent, very intense Lily of the Valley. This is insanely sweet, but I don't know what it is. My nose actually appreciates this one this spring. I never got rid of it because I really thought, I bet at some point I'm gonna change my mind around this one. And I did. I totally changed my mind. Now, am I going to like go back and buy another one right now? No, probably not. But I would consider it for next spring. I have no idea who I am. Anyway, it's potent. So if you are looking for a very potent floral from HomeWorx with an amazing strength and throw, because you're gonna get that out of here, check out Lily of the Valley. The other notes in here besides Lily of the Valley are hyacinth. I would say the hyacinth is pretty noticeable in here. Jasmine, and then spring green leaves. So there is a nice kind of green undertone in this one as well, but there are just like 2 very potent sweet floral notes in here. I do think that the jasmine is noticeable. Not quite as noticeable as in the New Spring Rain. So I think the jasmine kind of helps tone that sweetness down just a touch in this one, but it's still a very sweet floral. But anyway, floral lovers, if you've never tried this one, I think it's worth trying if you're a fan of that. Also, great burn on this. These wicks, these are good wicks. whatever these wicks were. They were really good. Man, this is potent. It's just intense. In a good way, if you like the fragrance. If you don't, which I did not for a number of years, it's tough in that regard. Another one of my holy grails and one of my favorites ever is Parmesan Strawberry. Ew, what are you? Get out of here, bug. Gross. Gross. What is that? What is that? What is... Alf, do your job. He's such a good fly catcher. I don't think that's a fly though. I don't know what the hell that was. Anyway, a Farm Stand Strawberry. Listen, Farm Stand Strawberry is one of the original Farm Stand collection fragrances. The Farm Stand Strawberry, Farm Stand Peach, Farm Stand Blueberry. There was also a, gosh, you guys remember the Nectarine fragrance? Oh, that one was really good too. I wish he would bring back the Nectarine, but anyway. The Farm Stand collection has expanded a little bit over the years, so there's some others in this, you know, Farm Stand lineup here, but they're just, these fragrances tend to be a little bit more pure, so the main point of this fragrance is the strawberry note. There's some other notes listed here, so we have the strawberry, the red raspberry, the currant. By the way, I don't get a lot of currant from this. I'm not a huge fan, especially of red currant. I do like black currant, but red currant is always like, meh. Not really something that I enjoy personally. Lemon zest and crystallized sugar. It's mostly just pure, fresh, juicy, ripe summer strawberry. It is delicious. If you've never tried this one, you should. It is currently available at the Rakuten & Co. website. I don't know if it's available over at QVC. I should look that up. Anyway, those are the HomeWorx candles that I was enjoying this past week. And next, let's dig into some Cringle. This is yuzu and sage, and you guys, I cannot believe that I'm saying this, but I was burning this one quite a bit this week, and I really do think this has surpassed the Sicilian orange for me. I will still always purchase a Sicilian orange here and there, but in terms of my favorite citrus that Cringle has ever produced, this yuzu and sage, I'm telling you, you gotta try it. This is not nearly as herbal as the Sicilian orange. So for those of you that bought that one and were like, ooh, way too much herbal, the kind of herbal note in this one is much more dampened. Also, it says there's eucalyptus in here, but as an absolute not fan of eucalyptus, I freaking hate it, you guys. I hate it, and we use it a lot at work. I'm so tired of smelling eucalyptus. When I smell it in home fragrance, it just, I don't know, it just brings out a rage in me. Like, why does eucalyptus need to be in everything? But anyway, it's in here, but I cannot smell it. If I can't smell it, I don't think it exists, because I'm a bloodhound with eucalyptus. So this is yuzu, eucalyptus, lemon, grapefruit, mandarin, mint. There is some mint in here, but it's not overly minty. Ginger, you do notice a little bit of that ginger. There's peach, apricot, musk, coconut, kiwi, and watermelon. I mean, listen, you do kind of get some hints of some of those notes in here, but this is mostly focused on citrus. So the yuzu is the #1 citrus note that I get. It's a very distinct yuzu. I smell a little bit of sweet lemon. I get just a touch of grapefruit. I definitely smell some mandarin in here for sure. But yeah, even a little bit of peach, I feel like. The peach and apricot, I do think are also present. The coconut, not so much. Kiwi, smallest amount of kiwi and a little bit of watermelon. But listen, mostly fresh, juicy, sweet citrus with a touch of herbal. I love it. I love it so much. This is so good, you guys. I want this in a 4-wick. The next order that I'm placing at Cringle will have a 4-wick of this, and I am going to rock that throughout the summer. It is that good, you guys. I'm telling you, if you're just gonna get one thing from Cringle, if it's not jelly donut, try the yuzu and sage. Also, you should try this. You should try sea breeze. Do you love coconut? Do you love fresh, beachy, salty ocean air coconut? That's what this is, and I love it so much. This came out a couple years ago, and I bought 2 of the 4 wicks in this, and I still have some of these large 2 wicks. I also have some of the 2 wick medium candles. I didn't need the 4 wicks, but as soon as they popped into stock, I was like, you're coming home to me, because it's so good. Cringle is not allowed to discontinue this, like, ever. This right here is the coconut fragrance that everyone needs for every summer going forward. All right, the sea salt and bergamot. I really like this one. I've been burning it in the entryway here. It is a lot more fresh than I would say some of these other fragrances that I have here, but I really enjoy this one. I'm not always the biggest fan of fresh. Like, some fresh scents I'm like, heck yeah, and other ones I'm like, nah, take it or leave it. I really do kind of like this particular fresh one. If you like bergamot, you want to check this one out. This is a really nice bergamot here, and it's definitely at the top. So the notes for this one are bergamot, orange, petitgrain, neroli. I'm telling you, someone at Cringle is obsessed with neroli right now, because the amount of neroli that we got this spring and summer is wild. So much neroli. Some good, as in the case of this. This is a lovely, beautiful, perfumey neroli, and some not so good. Once again, I would like to say mandarin petals. It's rough. It is rough to my nose. I know there are some people out there that like it, but when I was reading those fragrance notes before I received the samples from Cringle, I expected something completely different from what it actually smells like. So yeah, anyway, that was a little bit of a disappointment for me, but this one is not a disappointment. So we also have lavender in here. I actually smell some of the lavender, and I like it. It's because lavender isn't the entire star of the show here. There's basil, jasmine, patchouli, amber, and musk. Oh, I feel like Beyonce right now. The wind is coming in, as are my curtains. Sorry about that. It's my old lady curtains. Guys, these are really pretty. I found these lace curtains on, oh, you can't really tell at all, can you? Here, let's see. What if I hold them up like this? Aren't those pretty? And I love the fringe at the bottom. They're like tassels. I love a tassel. Anyway, back to this. I feel like my attention span today it's a little short. It's been kind of a long week. I actually stayed home from work this week because my kid was so ill. I don't know what illness is going around with the children right now, but my daughter was insanely sick. She stayed home pretty much all week from school. Like, she could barely come downstairs to eat. Like, she was super weak. I was bringing water and food up to her room. She just slept almost all day. So, listen, if your kids are sick, keep them home from school. Do not let whatever this is spread. It's pretty brutal. Also, I feel like I'm gonna get it. I'm feeling a little off today, so it's gonna happen, but you know, listen, that's what you get for being a mom. Anyway, I really like this fragrance. It's good. Is it one that I think is hoard worthy? Not for me, but it might be for you if you like a good bergamot. Check this out in the daylights if you're not 100% sure about it. But if we like a lot of the same fragrances, pretty much guaranteed that you'll probably enjoy this one. The Chiffon Parfait and Peony. I went ham on this one today. Like, I'm gonna be done with this probably within this next week. I cannot stop burning this one either. This is a really beautiful, sweet peony that does have a nice vanilla just running throughout it. It's a beautiful, soft, pretty floral gourmand, I guess you could say. I mean, it's not like an overly gourmand, but there definitely is a lovely vanilla in here. Also in here is lychee or lychee, and I am a massive, huge big fat lychee fan. And I love the lychee. It's so good. That's my favorite flavor of bubble tea to get is lychee. Let me know what your favorite is. Oh, minty melon. I need to review this one because I need to spread the word about this particular mint candle. Normally, I'm not a big fan of mint, but I found a mint candle that really rocks my world. So if you also aren't typically into mint, I'm telling you, this one is worth trying. Look how much I've burned of this. I keep burning this and I don't want to stop. I'm gonna need another one of these. Oh, and it's, you know what this is really lovely with? The yuzu and sage. This is gonna be one of my recommendations in the video for tomorrow. So there's a little bit of a spoiler for you, but both of these together, you have to try them together if you have them both. Perfect combination. But the watermelon in here is so authentic. You also get a little bit of that watermelon rind, and then that mint. It is the perfect amount of mint. It's not overwhelming. It doesn't take over the watermelon. And it's just like a fresh sweet mint. It's specifically a sweet mint. It's not a peppermint. It's not a spearmint. It's a sweet mint. I love sweet mint. I have a ton of it in my backyard. I told, when we bought this house, we wanted to redo the yard. So we actually hired a landscape architect back in 2020. And one of the plants that I told her that I wanted in my yard was sweet mint, because I just love the way that that particular mint smells. I do have some regular like mint. I think it might even be spearmint. No. Is it peppermint? I don't know what kind of mint it is. I bought it at Fred Meyer. I don't remember, but I do have some mint in a container that I use for my cocktails during the summer. And that sweet mint I just leave in the yard, and every time that I walk by it, I always pick off one of the leaves and I'll rub it between my fingers and I'll just put it up to my nose, and it is such a beautiful sweet minty scent. Love it. If you don't have sweet mint in your yard, you should get some. It does not spread the way that regular mint does. In fact, I wish it would spread a little bit more, but it just is like, nope. Tiny little plants just, you know, kind of interspersed throughout all of the other stuff, but it is good. Anyway, back to these Cringle Reserve candles. The White Lotus, have I been burning that? I don't even think I burned that at all this week. I think I have that one upstairs. I don't think I lit it once, but I did burn this Cherry Cola a few times, and I gotta say, this is not cherry cola. This is, you smell cherry in here, but it smells like cherry almond. So if you like that cherry almond fragrance, I think you're gonna enjoy this one. But if you're expecting any type of like fizzy cola with a super authentic cherry note in it, that's not what this is. But it's still a good scent. I just feel like the name is kind of misleading on this one. I think they do effervescent scents pretty well, but this kind of missed the mark. So if you are ordering this with the expectation that it's gonna smell like a cherry Coke, it doesn't. I'm not a huge soda person myself. I will have a couple sips of Craig's Coke every now and then. He likes to order soda when we go out to restaurants. I'm not a soda person. I prefer juice. So listen, this is not a holier than thou thing. I get my sugar in other ways, in non-carbonated ways. If I'm gonna drink something carbonated, it's gonna be sparkling water. That's what I grew up drinking in Germany, is Sprudel. So yeah, I really like sparkling water, but without sugar or anything, or like the artificial sugars. I don't like sparkling waters like that. Straight up sparkling water with a little bit of fruit essence, yes, I'll take that. But yeah, there is no effervescence in this cherry Coke. Doesn't exist. All right, and then one burn from Seaside in my downstairs powder room. This is also a really nice fresh scent. I also feel like this is kind of a manly cologne-y type of fragrance, but it's actually one that I really enjoy, and Craig really likes this one too. You know, he normally doesn't say much about the home fragrance that's going when he comes home from work, but the few times that I was burning this upstairs in our master bathroom and he came home from work to take a shower, he made it a point to comment about how nice this smells. So if Craig actually notices something, I feel like that's kind of a big deal. But yeah, this is lovely. The notes in here are, once again, bergamot, soft fruit, lavender, herbal, driftwood, and moss. There is some lavender in here. It's not, no, it's not overly aggressive, but it is there. It's there, but it makes sense in the fragrance, so it's fine. And it's not a super soapy lavender either. So it's nice. It's a nice English lavender. Okay, shall we discuss some Scentsy? All right, let's dig into the Scentsy. I've got my little box here. There is one non-Scentsy related wax melt in here. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. This one here. This is the Pharmacist's Daughter, and this is a mix of Macintosh apple, birthday cake, French custard, and marshmallow fluff. I actually have this going in a couple warmers downstairs right now, and I really like this. That apple is very interesting, mixed with the birthday cake and then that marshmallow note. This smells like $1,000,000. I will say it's not crazy strong. I can definitely smell it in the vicinity of the Scentsy warmers that I plop this into, but it's not like overpowering at all. But I do really like this particular fragrance. This would definitely, I would consider getting more of this particular combination for sure. If you are a fan of the Pharmacist's Daughter, are there any gourmands that you think are really particularly good from them? Let me know. I don't do a ton of vendor wax. I do get some crap for that, I feel like, just because for me, my experience is that I don't get a lot of longevity out of vendor wax. I find that I get a good solid day. My warmers are usually on from about 7 in the morning until about 9, 10 o'clock at night when Craig and I head upstairs, and then I turn them off. When I come back downstairs after I wake up in the morning, I turn them back on, and I just find that with my Scentsy warmers, which is the warmers that I pretty much have in my house exclusively, they're mostly 25-watt warmers. I do have one higher wattage element warmer from Scentsy as well, but yeah, maybe it's the 25-watt warmers that I'm using, but I just find that the fragrance dissipates very quickly out of vendor wax, whereas with Scentsy, I'm more likely to get multiple days of warming out of a couple of cubes. So anyway, that's why I mostly personally stick with Scentsy, but I do understand that the appeal of vendor wax is being able to get these really unique combinations. So yeah, I do understand the appeal. I'm just a little lazy when it comes to changing my wax. And you guys have given me some great suggestions in terms of some accessories. Turns out that I bought the wrong thing when I bought these little silicone things. These are actually silicone cupcake containers, reusable silicone cupcake containers. So I thought people were talking about this when they were saying put this in your Scentsy warmers and then it'll be very easy to clean the wax out. But this just reduced the strength and throw pretty significantly. I guess there's some actual paper liners out there. I will look into those, but honestly, I kind of like my wax to be liquefied when I go to change it, because I make these wax melts and I pour them into these cardboard containers and let that solidify, and then that's what I use as my fire starters. So for me, I don't know that the paper would really make much difference, because I would probably still want to empty the wax out while it was still liquefied, if that makes sense. So, but anyway, yeah, I did try these, and this was not, I think, what people were talking about. Certainly didn't work for me. So anyway, all right, let's discuss this. This is the strawberries and cream. Oh, this is a scent of the month. I don't remember what the month is, but this is so good. This is amazing. This is something that I feel like I want to put into my club. The strawberry here is really sweet, really authentic. And then that cream note is just a creamy vanilla bean, and it's perfect. I love this so much. I love it. Also, the prickly pear flare. Okay, this is a part of the Easter collection. This is something that annoys me about Scentsy, is they'll do these limited edition collections, and you have to buy everything in the bundles, right? Like, you can't just build a six pack, if you will, out of the prickly pear flare. Also, if you're new here, I'm not a Scentsy consultant. I buy all of my Scentsy products off of my best friend, Lisa Rowberry. She has been my Scentsy consultant for years and years. She's also my best friend, so I love supporting her. But yeah, I don't have any interest in selling it myself. I got enough stuff going on. I don't have time for another job. But yeah, this prickly pear flare, I wish that Scentsy would make all of these fragrances available individually. I mean, yeah, I guess you can pop them in your club, but I don't know, just make them available for purchase individually. Have the bundles, get a discount on the bundle, right? But also make them available just by themselves, because this, again, prickly pear flare, so good. It's so sweet. It's so sweet, but perfectly sweet. And it's just a happy fragrance. I love this. I'm glad that I bought 2 of the Easter bundles, because that's fabulous. All right, whipped frosting. Oh, I love whipped frosting. Now, this is no longer currently available. It is in my club. This is such a creamy, rich, delicious, authentic, again, vanilla bean, whipped cream type scent. So good. It's great on its own, but it is fantastic paired with other fragrances. And what I mixed this with, what I mixed this with this week, I think I'm trying to like blend words together that don't really go together. We're almost done, don't worry. Is Berry Sweet. I don't love Berry Sweet, at least on its own. It is strawberry and blueberry, which ideally, you know, it would be amazing to me, but there's something weird about this one. It kind of almost smells perfumey. I don't know. I'm just not into it. It is not one that I will reorder, but I did go ahead and mix 1 cube of the whipped frosting with the Berry Sweet, and it made it much more palatable for me earlier this week, so that's good. But yeah, that's not one that I would highly recommend. I did do 1 cube of my beloved aloe water and cucumber. This one lasts so many days for me in my downstairs guest bathroom. Love that fragrance. If you've never tried it, I would highly recommend it. Lemon Haven is also a part of, well, what is happening? Also a part of the Easter collection, and this is more of, I would say, like a lemon, it's more of a lemon pound cake. I think it's actually quite similar to the Cringle Sweet as Can Be. If you really liked Sweet as Can Be, you should pick up the Easter bundle, because I think that you would like this Lemon Heaven here. It's really nice lemon, really juicy, delightful, delicious. And these, I think I actually had left in here from last week. I didn't put them into any of my warmers. Starburst Sky. I love Starburst Sky. All right, that's it. That's everything. That's what I have for you this week. Next week should be a little bit more busy in terms of work stuff, so we'll see what I can get through. But yeah, I have enjoyed staying back this week and not, you know, enjoyed my kid being sick, but I have enjoyed being able to dig into my home fragrance a little bit more since I had a little bit more time to spend on enjoying it. But yeah, I'm not gonna have quite that much time next week. So it's crazy that we are already halfway through April, by the way. It's wild. It is almost May. How is this happening? Anyway, Alf and I are gonna clean up our mess here, and I am going to start gathering all of these candles for this video that I want to film for tomorrow. So wish me luck. I'm pretty sure I can get it done, but I think maybe I need a snack first. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.